Hey guys, if you can hear some background noise, we got a little homie pumping his tunes over across the way. I have to turn my phone on airplane. One of my friends is like sending a bunch of messages all at once right now. Okay, so some updates for y'all. The website now, a little complication happened. I don't. Some of you know about websites, and some of you don't. I had a redirect going on because my other domain didn't have, it hadn't existed for 60 days. And apparently you have to have it exist for 60 days in order to switch it to the other domain. So what we did was we did a redirect and not even thinking about it because you can't catch everything. We had like 200 details to cover when we did the launch. But not even thinking about it, the redirect made everybody who signed up as a member go to amysatori.com. They were a member of that instead of Awaken Alliance, even though everything said Awaken Alliance because we put that on everything because we switched everything over. So now everybody had to go back and now that when they go to the actual awakenalliance.org URL, it is the actual site now, which is so awesome because it's like beginning fresh all over again. Everybody who's on the new website is on the PMA. So this is so incredible. I cleaned up there were like I think there were 5,000 people on the old website. And so now we're going to narrow it down to those that are committed to the mission as well and really want to see humanity thrive and be healthy and happy and have laughter and be able to have children and all those wonderful things that we love. So we're living, breathing men and women of this world. So it's exciting. It's really exciting. And obviously anybody who pays the membership fee, it's such a minimal fee and it's for your entire life. So number one, it's already worth it right there. And number two, you get your money back the minute you join. So with a coupon that covers the cost of the membership. So it's pretty much zeroed out. It's no big deal. Some people are, I have to pay the $22 again. Actually, one person said that. I have to pay the $22 again. I'm like, yeah, what is that? 45 cents a year? Even if I didn't give the coupon back, that's like 45 cents a year. I mean, but I give you a coupon, 25% off coupon, so you get all of it back. I don't know what anybody's complaining about. It's so funny. And for those of you, because you went through the inconvenience of having to sign up again, I sent out an email to all of you giving you way, way, way too much back. I went over the top, you guys, giving you in retrospect. In retrospect, my friends were like, oh my God, Amy, you're giving away the farm. Like, what the heck are you doing? And do you realize that on some of the things, you're going to lose like hundreds of dollars? I was like, well, I appreciate their loyalty and the fact that they're willing to I mean, it's trouble. You have to go back in and do it all again and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate that. So, and I look at that, the first amount of people, that first group of people that signed up on, for the PMA, that's my family. You guys were awesome to do that. You didn't, you've never heard of a PMA or anything. And I just appreciate you guys putting your faith in me and trusting me like that. So I wanted to reward you. So the rest of you who hadn't ever signed up, you don't get that benefit, but that's okay because now you can sign up and you still get your money back for the membership. And in fact, you get 25% off. So if you buy, a certain number of things, then you get a lot more money back too. So it's all in perspective, guys. It's all in perspective. You guys know that you can trust me. I'm not trying to finagle you or trying to get money out of you, for God's sakes, if I give it right back to you. I mean, common sense. Come on. It could be so funny and fickle. And those kind of people, I don't want them to sign up. I mean, come on. Fickle people do not belong in my PMA, okay? People who are good-hearted people who give the benefit of the doubt and give grace to people. Those are the kinds of people I want. I want you guys in there. So We are gonna, oh yeah, a couple. We are going to get there. But okay, so a couple of other changes to the website, which you guys will really appreciate, is one of them is when you schedule your appointment in the calendar separate than the services now. Or I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. You schedule your readings in the calendar separate from the services. You still go to the services tab, but you click on a button. You click on a button and it'll take you to the calendar and you pay there. It takes you to like a whole other calendar world. You go in the calendar, you pick out the date beforehand so you can see my availability right in plain sight. If I'm booked up for months or whatever, you can get on there and you can book it. You can book it as soon as you can or whatever. But you'll see what you're dealing with when you get in there. You don't have to ask anymore, how many weeks out am I booked or whatever. So it's a great benefit to you guys. And I don't have to check to see if you guys paid for the reading before you get in the calendar, because you can't get in the calendar without paying for your reading. However, there might be a hang up, and I'm going to look into it today with the website people. I don't think you can get a discount on the readings. So that kind of sucks, because I went to order a reading myself and I looked for an area where there was like a discount promo code area and there wasn't one. So I asked them, can I add one? Can I put one in even if there isn't one? So I still have to go through that today and try to figure out if there's a way to do it. But don't plan on it just in case. However, I did add Ask Amy is not its own web page now. It is in the services, which makes it a lot easier. You just go to the services tab for everything. So yeah, I still have emergency readings. And for those of you that signed up for the daily boost, you get 30% off of your emergency readings anytime you use one, which is amazing. And you get the universe winks also. So things that occur to me, I put on the winks from the universe page. You guys can check that anytime. It's not a daily thing, but whenever spirit gives me a message to give you guys, you've got it there. And that's been kind of fun. Anyway, so yeah, just go to the services tab, and then I've got video readings, obviously, as well. Video readings, you could get a discount on those, since they're in the services. Anything in the services area should be just fine to fit into the discount. Obviously, all the merchandise and all that stuff, which I'm having to. I made a mistake on the logo. Actually, I didn't make the mistake, but I didn't proof it close enough. So there's an error that I have to correct. Then I have to go back through all the merchandise and replace the logo on all of it, you guys. But if you buy it now, and it's a very, very subtle change, very, very subtle. If you buy it now, it might be worth some money later on. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're able to buy one, what I have going on right now, it could be worth a lot later, because it's, yeah. Anyway, so I think it's all good. I think the forum is working and everything, but if you find that something isn't working, just let me know. So yeah, that's that. And all right. So we don't have, you guys, it's so funny. You forget all the work that you put into the prior site when you go to build a new one. And I replicated it pretty much. I did all the same. Hey, sweetie. I did all this, pretty much looks exactly like the other one. But there are things like somebody submitted an Ask Amy and there was no form field to write in your question. And I was like, oh, I forgot, because I set that up a long time ago when I did the Ask Amy with the other website. So I had to do that again. And then somebody said they couldn't ask a question on the video reading. And I was like, oh yeah, that one too. So there's all these little details. So please be patient with me. I know you will be. And let me know any kind of weird quirks that happen like that along the way. All right. So I just thought, with the queen and everything, queens are like a theme right now, aren't they? I thought we would look into some cards. Won't that be fun? So these are the, yeah, I was going to say I only have like a few readings, so that's why I wanted to like put in some other fun stuff. Galactic Heritage cards. All right. All right, Spirit, God, what? Okay. Interesting card just jumped out. I didn't even really have to shuffle hardly, but yet I don't think I've ever seen this card before. It's called Open Contact, Pleiades, Future. Sounds good to me. Okay, 89, 89, 89. It was so funny this morning. I did something with Annie that was hilarious. She's she's looking at me right now. She was like at the end of the hallway, and she was like, "Eh, eh. Hi, you guys get to see Annie today. Yeah, come here. Come here, love. You guys haven't seen her in a while, huh? Yeah, love bug. Was I going to tell our funny story this morning? Was I going to tell our funny story? You want to go? Right, go ahead. So she's down there. Oh, here comes Nala too. They're both going to be here today. Yay. So there, she was like, "Meow, meow," and every time she made a sound, you go on up there. Go ahead. There you go. Quit jiggling the camera. Get up there. Okay. So she's every time she meowed, I went. About the fourth time, she goes, and kind of went running to me. Like, what the heck? No, honey. No. Okay. Sometimes they get in here and they know that I'll give them treats. So and they'll keep jumping on the thing that I have the camera on and making it jiggle. So I'm like, no. Ixnay on that. No. Ixnay on that. Go on. No. Let me pause this. Hang on a second. Okay. This card has to do with needing another, stepping onto common ground into the unknown and making a connection with a new entity or consciousness. It means facing your fears in order to do this, but experiencing transformation in the process. The future Pleiadians are committed to mentoring humans in this contact process, and their energy is here to assist you. Ooh, I wonder if we're going to have ET contact. Interesting. It's also likely that this Pleiadian energy is a future life of yours, reaching out through time to support you, or it could be a new channeling experience. Either way, it's a time to open up for contact. Wow. And for those in true love, it could be your masculine contacting you. And I just got a yes from Spirit. This card connects with an evolved time stream of the Pleiadian civilization in which they are focused on building relationships with other species. Whoa. In the case of Earth, they are committed to preparing for the contact process and have been engaged in a contact program with humans for nearly a century. Yes. This is a natural part of the evolution of a planet. Earth will soon be entering the galactic community and is now being prepared. Holy cow, you guys. If this card came up in your reading, it may have been meanings depending on it may have various meanings depending on your circumstances. Perhaps you are well aware of the interest in or experiences with ET contact. If that's the case, this card is acknowledging that that's part of your commitment in this life. It may also be acknowledging a connection you have with specific Pleiadian beings. If this is not the case for you, this contact card may instead be referring to a different kind of contact you are now experiencing, perhaps with your higher self or with spirit guides or with your masculine. It may also be referring to open contact with a previously hidden part of yourself, which would be your twin flame. If you are unaware of this, start paying attention to the subtle cues around you. Quiet your mind and open yourself to guidance from the universe. Let yourself embrace another and let that experience assist you in the realization that is only a reflection of you. Wow. So I feel like also not judging somebody else as separate from you. You like, Some of you in the tribe chat and in my Telegram tribe chat kind of get kind of nitpicky and judgy of other people who aren't like them. But it's important that we're open-minded, and it's important that we say, hey, that might be important for someone else who might be listening to this right now. So to stay open about everything, and what you see in another person and what you're judging in somebody else is actually a part of you. You hear me talking about this all the time. But if something irritates you about somebody or a situation or whatever, you can take a look at it and say, what is that reflecting back on me? So an example of that would be that your divine masculine might be being really immature or speaking harshly or whatever. Maybe he's speaking the very words you wish you could. Maybe he's actually stating what the energy that's actually there. Or maybe maybe it's a reflection of the way that you're looking at things that you're not wanting to take a look at, that you're not willing to see. So I'm just saying that, the more that we can embrace each other and in the ways that we are similar, that everybody is just a reflection of us is the better. I also have said that, God, years ago, I felt like ETs have these like reflective eyes. They're like mirrors. And that's why people get so scared of them, is they're like looking at themselves in the reflection of their eyes because they're so big and shiny and whatnot. A lot of them, not all of them, obviously. But the ones that we see in the movies and stuff like that, But there was a download that came to me that was like, what you see in their eyes is actually your own reflection. So if you're a really afraid person, if you're like that person who had a problem paying $22 again, even though they get it right back in an email right afterwards, by getting 25% off whatever they want after that. Same thing. It's the same thing. What kind of attitude you have as a default, whether you're automatically skeptical with your arms crossed and you got an attitude about things and you think somebody is trying to do something to you, or you're a loving person who is just completely open and just full of grace, and you look at situations very much in a neutral space, and you don't necessarily go, oh, that's wonderful, oh, that's really bad. You're just kind of observing it all and just looking at it from a place of neutrality. That's how you want to meet this ET contact, because that's where you're going to be calm, and that's when you're going to hear your intuitive guidance. That's where you're going to know the answer. That's where that's where you're going to know whether you can trust them or not. I mean, this goes for your masculine or feminines, as well. When you guys are talking, coming from a neutral standpoint, not being on guard and wanting to argue and fire off your point and interrupt and all that kind of stuff. You gotta be willing to see things through their eyes. They may not have learned the life lessons you've learned. They may still, there may be a lot of parts of them that still are pretty immature. However, it's all for a reason, and it's all to show you something or to remind you of an aspect of yourself that also still needs healing. Like some people kind of put a Band-Aid on certain things, spiritually speaking. Like somebody said to me that they didn't want to do, I don't want to do Byron Katie right now because I'm not really upset about anything. I don't really get upset about anything. Although I did have a fight with somebody the other day, but I just said an affirmation about it. So it's over, so like that spiritual bypassing or whatever. It's kind of like along the same lines of like it like we have to be willing to get in and get dirty. We got to be willing to be honest and say that freaking pissed me off. Like that just blew, like I'm so angry right now. We have to be willing to look at our ugly sides and be willing to admit that we feel a certain way. And I encouraged her, go back and feel those feelings again and work them out. Then you won't have those feelings again in the future, come up in the future. The more you work on Byron Katie's process, the more it starts to unravel and retrain your brain. But you can't retrain your brain if all you do is go around it and do an affirmation or whatever. The affirmations work fantastic. They're awesome. They really, they're very powerful. But if there really is something that triggers you, that makes you emotional, then that's something you got to write down and process, because it'll retrain you. And the next time you come into, or eventually after doing it for months, the next time you come in contact with a situation like that, subconsciously, not just completely naturally, without even trying, it won't even affect you. It'll surprise you that it doesn't even affect you. You're not going to get that same thing if you just spiritually bypass it and just act like it's not there and do an affirmation. You know what I'm saying, guys? So don't do that. Don't use the affirmations as a way to avoid actually doing the work it takes to unravel the whole issue that got you all emotional. We tend to feel relief, like, oh, thank God that's over. At least I'm not over there anymore. Now I can just kind of wash it away with an affirmation. It's not going to give you the healing that you're looking for. It's not going to give you the healing or the profound epiphanies and realizations about yourself if you don't do the work. Okay, so this is exciting though. Contact. Anything else you guys want to say to us right now? Oh, I feel Mary Magdalene wanting to say something too about these current energies. All right, Mary, anything we need to know about these current energies going on in our world right now? Anything else? Anything else we need to know right now? And, thinking back to the queen, she was a reptilian. I mean, that's otherworldly. Maybe it's going to be that we discover that she was in the mainstream. I mean, who knows? Maybe there'll be some kind of crazy, turns out she's an alien, guys. From what I understand, when you even Sam the Illusionist or whatever on my channel, I shared his video. He talked about how she was taken over back in 2012, I think it was. She was a person, So many things we're going to learn, you guys, that are just like mind blowing, and it's all around us everywhere. Wow, the Magdalene card. Isn't that interesting? So she's supporting us at this time. Let's see. Oh, I forget. This is like a poem or something. I think. Yeah, it's a poem. All right. Go forth and be true to yourself. Dare to be different and to make mistakes. So maybe the masculines are taking a leap of faith, or maybe you are in your business like I just did. And, that was a big chance I took. I risked a lot doing that and becoming a private membership association, but I did it for my freedom and for you, and to protect you guys too, and to create a community there. So it was worth it for me. Go forth and be true to yourself. Dare to be different, to make mistakes. Create, for it is in creation that you exist in a world full of dreams that stem from your heart. In oneness, love and hatred, wonder and awe, softness and pain, joy and light. In the stillness, the unknown awaits. Avoid wanting to be filled. Step into it with courage and strength, like a budding rose, reaching for the light. Love will lead you to greener pastures. Keep your pockets full of dreams, for this life is a test of faith. Allow your light to shine. There is no beginning or end. There is only love. Wow. Only love and lessons I just got. Only love and lessons, or lessons in love. All right. So any of these cards? These are messages from angels, I think it's called. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over you. Oh, watch over you. Are watched over by angels. Okay, so I feel like a lot of pets have been kind of being the anchor for our energy right now, just really here to support us, both animals that are deceased as well as the ones that we have. So lean on them for support, and also give them energy work to help them learn how to do energy work on your animals. You guys do Reiki or something. I've heard really, really good things from people who've actually tried that. I had somebody tell me that they didn't have any money, but that their animal needed help and whatnot. And I said, I'll definitely include them in my daily boost. But I said, but you for free can learn how to do some Reiki, and you can work on your own animal. I'm sure we'll get lots of comments down below about people who've worked on their own animals with Reiki, but they need our support too, because they want to take on our stress, and that's going to turn into a physical ailment if they don't know how to properly process it. So I usually tell them telepathically, and I show them just, excrete your stuff that comes out into the grass, and take my bad stuff with it. Like if you pull negativity off of me, or worry or stress or any of that stuff, then you can do that, but keep it in your tract and like poop it out or pee it out in the yard when you go out there. And they go, oh, so show them to do that, teach them to do that they don't have to just take the brunt of it and sacrifice themselves in a way. This was hidden in there. Self-confidence through God confidence. Believe in yourself by believing in God working through you. This is this other deck, but it was in there. So whatever you're attempting to do, or this leap of faith you're going to take, whether you're the masculine or a feminine trying a new venture or whatever, like go forth boldly, because God's got you. Maybe if you're having trouble making a decision, watch that meditation I just put out, because a lot of you are getting ready to fly, and it's going to be something you've never seen in yourself before, and you're going to impress the crap out of yourself. That's awesome. Okay, so yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. So maybe some of you are going to be starting to have some ET contact, and that'd be amazing. They'll spot you along on this journey, and maybe you'll be channeling ETs in your work. I remember it just crossed my mind. I think even yesterday, I told this guy I liked a long time ago that I was going to be channeling a book from ETs, like channeling ETs in a book. And he was like, well, if anybody could do it, you could do that. I was like, thank you. But it crossed my mind yesterday, and I was just like, I still haven't written that book, but I think it's going to take, I can't be this busy with my business and do that book. So something's going to shift in the future where I can actually sit down and write that book. But that should be interesting. And I'm not even sure it's going to be quite like I was thinking it was going to be, but control issues. Utilize your God-given strength and power instead of fearing that others may try to control you. So use your God-given strength and power by being present in the moment, being connected to God and your ETs, getting support from them. If you start being afraid of, put your confidence in God that you're going to get through this time. If there's a bunch of chaos that breaks through or something, if it breaks out in our world, like, don't be afraid. Just put your confidence in God and know that everything's going to work out just fine. And just be easy on yourself. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So, I've been working really hard on my website and everything lately, and working very long hours. I'll get up at 6 a.m. I'll go till 7, 8, 9 at night. And I just decided today to sleep in till 8:30. And it was like, that felt really good. And then I was just like, I'm going to take it just one step at a time. There's no rush. There's no hurry. I'm just going to take one task at a time and just take care of that nice and easy. And just, be good to yourself. And you can quit at a certain time. If something pops in your mind, write it down in your notebook. I will take care of that. It doesn't mean you have to go take care of it right now. Just write it down. I'll take care of that tomorrow. Keep a notepad by yourself when in your area where you're relaxing, just like when you're falling asleep and you have those things occur to you. And, I'll open up my phone and I'll put it in my notes real quick and get it out of my head, because keeping it in your head is going to keep you stressed, and it's going to not enable you to sleep. So here's some self-care cards, and then we'll get on with the readings. Growth. Wow, that's awesome. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So you're about to do, or your masculine is about to do, something pretty extraordinary. It's going to break right through. It's going to be so big, it's going to break through that greenhouse. Can you imagine? Okay, so release. That looks really comfortable. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. That's so true. And for you feminines, anybody who's kind of clinging to your love and wondering, where is he, what's he doing, any of that stuff, just let it go. I just posted this on Instagram. You might want to, sometimes I post the picture before I decide what I'm going to say about it. So sorry about that, because I'll have like 30 likes on it. And then I'll be like, oh, well, now I've added, a comment underneath it that's actually quite meaningful. So go back. If you're having trouble letting go of your masculine, I would definitely go read that post on Instagram if you can. Okay, one more message. Listen. This is going to be really important when we do come into this contact, whether it's with an ET or, anybody else. And people start to heal the moment they feel heard. So I have a really good exercise, a really good talk that I do on YouTube here, and it's called How to Be an Effective Listener or something like that. So if you just put in the search in YouTube, Amy Satori Listen, it should pop up. And I would definitely practice really listening and not interrupting. And, all that I learned in that customer service class that I convey to you guys, like it's the most important thing you can do for the person that you love, is to just completely hear them and validate them. And that video talks about how to do that. So, and it goes into detail. All right. Oh, okay, so I feel like, what are the times we're coming into in the next few weeks, let's say? This was like a mini Great Awakening video, right? So in the next few weeks, like I guess by the end of September, early October, what are going to be the energies for most of us watching right now? I'm just randomly picking some tarot cards out here from one of my favorite decks. Okay. Interesting. Clarifier, please. Interesting. So, I mean, it looks like, let's see, 8 or 9. Some of you are working very hard, like you've been going step by step, brick by brick to build something pretty incredible, kind of like that greenhouse with that tree breaking out. You're about to start seeing maybe you've been brokenhearted because you put so much effort into it and nothing's really come of it. You're about to see a solid foundation start to be built. You're going to start to turn around and like, it makes me think of some people have made fences, or their whole family has made fences out of putting like one rock in at a time over a long period of time. And it's starting to become like a long fence. So I feel like there's going to be something that you look up at and go, wow, I created that. And it really has become bigger than I thought, or it really is it's really ready. And I didn't think it was. I've been brokenhearted about it all this time, but it's actually kind of a fruitful time. The fruit is ripe on the vine for picking. And I've actually made some really incredible wine of this. Like, you're going to taste the wine and be like, oh my gosh, I think I've done it. So you can kind of lift your head up out of the working so hard and be like, whoa, I think it's actually time to enjoy this. And these are the cards that I'm seeing that are telling me this message. So brick by brick, stone by stone, building, working really hard to build something that was bringing you a lot of heartbreak. And then, building a solid foundation with whatever that is. Maybe you were holding back from somebody and it was breaking your heart to do that. Maybe you were even with a third party, meaning you were putting your attention on somebody that you shouldn't have been, during that time. Maybe you were drinking a lot with that person or something, but it was breaking your heart. But now you're also maybe, if we're talking about true love, you could be working hard on coming up with some kind of an offer for the right person that's going to heal the broken heart and cause celebration to happen and start to form a new foundation. So that if it's if it's a career or whatever, it would have been something that you've been just putting your nose to the grindstone for so long, and now it's finally time for that big project, and you've got everything that you need. Like, you really do. You can believe in yourself now and go forward, confidence through God confidence, and like maybe it's time to put yourself out there. Yes, this is a yes. And maybe sign a contract or break a contract, get married, anything having to do with a contractual agreement, but also something that's fair and something that's just. Maybe it's time to take action out of integrity. Whatever this is, it feels like the right thing to do. So, and I just looked down at this card. It's the right thing to do. And I look down here. So maybe you're going to be counseling others. Maybe it is you talking to your divine feminine. Maybe your divine feminine's a lesbian. Maybe you guys are lesbians. I mean, it could be anything for so many of you, but this is the energy of it is whatever you're doing. It's something that nourishes the soul, that gives to others, that's caring, loving, compassionate, inspiring, any of that. Okay. So, and who is helping in this process? So this is a deck, Goddesses. I love this deck. I didn't think I would like it this much, but I just really love it. And I'm learning about all kinds of different, I don't know what they are. They're different. They're all different, but they're, I don't know, beings, I guess. Who's helping at this time, please? Who's helping us at this time? Who's guiding us at this time? Who's guiding the collective at this time, helping with what we're about to go through? Epona, earth magic. Ooh, she's got a horse. And horses are about physical touch. So maybe you're actually going to be in contact with your masculine, like touching each other. That would be amazing, right? Epona. Okay, earth magic. Mother Gaia is speaking. Nature's jewels bring healing and protection. Awesome. I'm not going to go through all the description. Okay. This is a sign to enter swiftly into the healing power of nature. You need to connect with the magic that lies within trees, plants, water, and crystals. You're being guided towards a special natural setting to relax your body and engage your spirit. Be open to receiving a message delivered through your feelings and intuition. So that could be channeling. But it could also be like a 5D message from your true love. You're a crystal and natural healer. The jewels of the earth are calling to you. They bring spiritual protection and reattune you to magical powers. Listen to the messages given by trees, streams, flowers, plants, and crystals. They hold vital keys to protecting Mother Gaia. They're also essential for your well-being and spiritual path right now. The elementals, nature spirits such as fairies, pixies, water sprites, and mermaids, are deeply concerned about environmental damage and climate change. There's a message they wish to get through to you about this crucial issue. If you're already involved in eco-activist projects, consider this card a thank you, and please keep going message from us. We know how deeply concerned you are about environmental issues. You make a difference. Please continue with your much needed efforts. Take regular breaks in nature, and you'll hear us cheering you on. Okay, some other meanings are: take action on your ideas for helping the environment. So maybe it's nurturing the environment, not people necessarily. Use vibrational flower essences and or herbal remedies. There are some, if any of you are experiencing anxiety or impatience or anything that's, at dis-ease, I would go take a look at the Bach flower essences at like natural grocers or someplace like that. I'll look at the display because they'll show you all the different flower essences that are for those things, and they're very effective, guys. Move out of the city and closer to nature. A lot of people are going to be doing that soon, if they haven't already. Train as or visit crystal healing practitioner. Epona is a protector of horses, so this card may represent a connection to a horse. An invocation is, I now receive sacred medicine from nature. I support Earth's healing process. Amazing. Butterfly maiden, beautiful change is right underneath that. So beautiful transformation is happening on our Earth to correct what's been done is what I feel. Oh my gosh, this is the humanitarian projects, Nasara and Jasara, and the Earth being repaired. Oh, dude, I forgot about that was even going. I need to put that behind my back. I've had that going the whole time and I didn't have it on me. Goofball. Okay, here we go. Now that I'm losing my voice. I hope that was fun for you guys. A little something different today. All right, 4438. Hello, Amy. Can you please give me insight on two men in my life who I have a deep connection with? And if one is a true love, one man is my DM from the past who is with a karmic, and the other is a sweet online man in a different country who believes we are destined to be together. Thank you so much. Okay, so the first thing that pops in my mind is definitely be careful of any online relationship and watch my catfish video. Often, very, very often, they are not who they say they are. So make sure that you get on video with them on a regular basis and see them in their life and get a tour of their home and, just really feel out their life on video or in person and make sure that they truly are who they say they are. If you're questionable, like, well, I've seen certain pictures that kind of look like maybe he could be. No, if it's vague like that at all, I wouldn't trust it at all. Not even close. So, and I've dealt with this a lot, you guys, and I've experienced it myself a lot. You have to be, even if you think you're madly in love with somebody online. I've had feelings for people, and like this one guy I talked to for like 2 months. This was a really long time ago, but I talked to him over the phone for 2 months. We opened up to each other about so many things about our lives and everything. And he flew me down to he had the Newport, he owned the Newport Beach Tennis Club at the time. Hi, Steve. I doubt he's yeah. I really doubt he'd be watching, and I doubt any of you know him. But man, we felt so close to each other, and oh man, it was just going to be amazing. And he put me up in this really nice hotel and everything, and I got there, and he was like, we both looked at each other. We were like, yeah, not so much. It's like neither of us were into each other at all in a physical way or just our energies. It was just no. He's like, if you want, you can drive my portable Mercedes all up and down the coast or whatever, and we'll just kind of do different things for the next few days while you're here. I was like, okay, that sounds really fun. I went to Laguna Beach and Newport Beach, and I, went up and down the coast and had a lot of fun, but not with him. So it was funny because we both felt the same way. And but I did have him get a dog. I encouraged him to get a dog, so I made a difference in his life in that little way. So maybe that was the purpose of the whole thing. We went through the whole thing so that he could get his little dog. Anyway, he's a sweet person. He's a sweet person, but just no. So you can know somebody, you can think you have feelings for somebody, you can have like, all of this, what you think is chemistry. They can even, profess to love you and the whole thing, and it just falls flat the minute you meet them. Trust me. So, and that's not the only incident like that I've had. I've had quite a few, and I have heard of quite a few. So make darn sure you know the person, and that, that you've seen them on video on a regular basis, and that you've seen their home and all that stuff I just already said. Okay. So having considered all that, there's your divine masculine, and then there's some person online. Are either of these her true love? Yes. Is it the divine masculine or is it the online person? They said yes to the masculine. With the online person, it was like, which might mean that the online person maybe mimics something about your actual true love. And we have many true love. The feminines have many different true loves. The masculines now, they just have their queen, and either they pick their queen or they don't. And yeah, they become the one that got away if they don't. So but for those divine feminines who are manifesting machines, we got a lot of different options to consider. So I feel like he could be an option, but I honestly, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like that's your ultimate true love, I feel like the guy online is like a 3. I think you're going to be disappointed when you find out what he's really about. And the boy, they know the talk. They get money out of people. They get, they know exactly what to say to you, dude. If I hear people, like, if somebody messages, and I get this like fairly regularly, somebody will say, "Hi, sorry to contact you like this, but how are you?" It's like so impersonal, and so it's just like, what the hell are you contacting me for? Like, say what you want to say. Hi, I watch your videos, I like you a lot, and I want to get to know you better. That's something you say, something that's like, and then I could then you could get some conversation going with the person, and then you can actually, like, then that they know you a little bit and that they are familiar with what you're about and like that kind of stuff. But if somebody's just like, "Hi, beautiful, when I saw you, there was just something about your essence that told me that you were my true love. And oh, I just love you. I'm ready to marry you right now. Please don't ever be with somebody else ever. And oh my gosh, please don't see anybody." They're always about like, please, they're desperate. Like, please don't see anybody else. I'm out on a boat in the middle of nowhere and I cannot reach anybody. Or I'm in this foreign country. I've been taken advantage of. Somebody took my wallet. Or, I mean, oh my God, the stories are just crazy, but they're all the same. They're basically saying they're stuck in a situation they can't get out of, basically. They might need money from you in order to get out of it. Do not give them any money. Do not give them any money. Do not. They want you to be faithful to them, even though they probably are living a total double life and have a family and kids and all kinds of things they're not telling you about. And they won't get on video. They will not get on the phone, some of them, and they will not get on video. So if this sounds like what you're dealing with, ditch it, because you're going to spend all kinds of time and energy and hopefully not money, but you're going to spend a lot of your beautiful essence and energy wasted on a liar and wasted on somebody who's just trying to feed off of you in a way. And they could be doing it with all kinds of other people too. So, and they could seem like totally, I'm a doctor, and they're always something important. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a prince. I'm a captured prince. It's like, I've heard it all, you guys. So I don't know. I'm not saying is the guy for real, like the guy online, is he for real? He is for real. But he's giving you parts of him. Parts of him are real. He's honest about some parts, but if you lived with the guy, you'd be like sadly disappointed. Like, he's just basically telling you what you want to hear. And he's not necessarily someone who would uphold that image if you guys knew each other and were there with each other all the time. They're really good at painting a picture sometimes, guys. Really good at painting a picture. Yeah, not so good at actually living it. So, in terms of like it's hard when your masculine has a karmic. It's hard because, well, for obvious reasons, because you want them to be with you, and you're like, how could you pick that person over me? Like, why would you do that? Like, what an insult. But at the same time, those karmics teach them really valuable lessons, and they keep falling on their face every time they pick the wrong person. They feel worse about themselves, and they still can't stop thinking about you and wanting to be with you. There's a divine purpose in it. If you can just trust that, And just as much as you're turned off by that karmic, they will be too once they get through whatever illusion lured them in the first place. And it's not that they chose them over you, they settled for them. And when I talk to the masculines, trust me, they tell me they know that they were settling. They know they did not choose them over you because they thought they were better than you. They chose them because they didn't want to face you, because you make them look at themselves. You're deep, you're soulful. You know, you have sincerity, authenticity. Oh my God, that's so scary. This person over here is just fake as can be and wants to use them for their money and everything. And that's what they're used to. But while they're with them, missing you and all of your beautiful glory, they look at their person and they're like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, this is stupid. You know, and they need to go through that so that they can truly appreciate you, and so that they can grow up and mature into somebody who wouldn't put up with that kind of BS. You know what I mean? Who will, you know, give them shit about what the way they're acting. That self-entitlement crap, and that, you know, like just using them and being fake and pretentious and cheating on them and all that crap. You know, it's got to happen to them. They have to go through it. They got to go through it enough times that they choose a good life. It doesn't mean they don't have the awesome kinky sex or whatever they want with you. They can have Miss Wild Woman looks like a librarian during the day and turns into Catwoman at night. They can have that with you, and they know that, you know? So it's not like, but I mean, like, why stress out in a relationship? It's stupid. Why not have peace? Why not just relax and have some peace and go to the beach and go do things that you enjoy, laugh and have fun without all the conflict and the drama, right? So let him go figure it out. Let him indulge himself in the self-image he has right now, that he's a piece of doo-doo on the bottom of his shoe. Let him go be with somebody who's going to treat him like that until he goes, wait a minute, I'm a king. I'm being treated like a servant. I'm not putting up with this. Why am I doing this? For crying out loud. And then all of a sudden, bloop, they've got self-esteem like overnight, boom. And they've got balls overnight, boom. You're out of here, you know? So it takes them that. It really does. It takes them that. And as hard as it is for us to have to watch that, it's like, all right, if that's what it takes, So, but never wait around. Never, ever wait around. I want to just pull a few cards to see what Spirit has to say about your masculine, your actual masculine, your divine masculine that you referred to. Definitely watch my playlist on YouTube about true love. Okay. It's going to help a lot. Oh no, this is interesting. He's trying to overcome his ego on something. He's judging himself. I don't know what you guys just went through, but like, he's trying to be strong, and he's going to make some judgment call, but whatever it is, it takes him throwing his ego aside, which is absolutely what their path is about. They have to decide to trust God and throw their ego out the window. That's what they got to do to be with their true love. And then there might be marriage, commitment, tradition, but he wants to come out of hiding. He's gonna feel himself worthy enough to be with you finally. He's gonna step into his power, and he's gonna finally cooperate with you and maybe work with you. You get on the same page. I mean, look at going from darkness to light, right? And then all of a sudden he's just this badass. That dude would kick anybody's ass who tried to look at him sideways like that. He's watching everybody, especially anybody who would try anything with you guys to separate you guys or to whatever. And it looks like he's got like a crystal ball in his hand. So he's learning to listen to his intuition and be a king. You know, and then he's going to come tell you his plan. He's going to share his plan with you. Here's what I'm planning to do with this thing here. And you're like watching. Oh, you're telling your friend, look at what he's making. Oh, should I go get you need some water? Do you need a bucket? Like, what do you, like supporting him in his plan somehow. So he'll come around. You just got to let him go through his normal growing up process, and he will be the man you deserve. He's going to turn into the lion, and he's got angels helping him to overcome whatever's been holding him back with his ego. And you probably know what that is because you probably had a conversation with him, it looks like, and he's trying to heal from it. You probably told it to him like it is. Okay, so 4450. With his permission, a light language blessing for my true love. Whatever his highest self determines could serve his highest good at this time. P.S. Tell him I love him. Aw. Oh, how about Shane's? Yep, he gets permission. Tayin san se shikina Halalakina natela for marking. I just saw him biting his nails. He's very nervous. Tahila pomba ma Nike Kane sase. I said, "Do you know how much she loves you, don't you?" And he goes, like he's scared, but yeah. She not okay, he goes, that woman, it's like you have some kind of hold on him or something. It's like if you came in the room unexpectedly and he saw you or something, he would like drop something or spill something or like if he had a platter, So you have an effect on him that no one else does. All right, so let's take a look at. We gotta look at some masculine cards, right? All right. Wow. This sounds like that last masculine a little too. It could pertain to both. Turns out you were right. My ego's bruised, but I ultimately want you in my life more than I need to be right. I just have to swallow my pride a minute as I'm not used to this feeling. So you make him feel all kinds of things that he's never felt with anyone before. And I feel like you saying, well, if you do that, then da, 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 da. And he went and did that, and he found that out. It was true. And so he's kicking himself, which could be why he's so nervous to talk to you, as he feels kind of like an idiot, coming to you now. I feel like you don't, now this is how my life is. Like everything is very synchronistic and one thing leads to another and all feeds off of each other, right? This could be a message to that last person too. I feel like you don't know who I really am. I'm catfishing you, but I've fallen in love with you. So I'm to the point I know I need to tell you my true identity, and I'm dreading you won't love me once you know. So, he said when it comes to the day-to-day things that he does and the decisions he makes, just the way that he lives his life in general, I feel like he's got some insecurities. I think that as he's living his life, how he's living it now, he often asks himself, like, would she be okay with this? What would she have to say about that? I wonder if she'd want to change this about me, or I wonder if she'd be okay with that. So I feel like it's just in general some insecurities that somehow you're going to find something in him that you're just not going to be okay with, and you'll leave him, and he's pretty scared. He goes to feeling like a child, like please don't go, like mommy, like abandonment stuff. So he's got to heal some of that. I'm sorry, I will make this right by you, and I do love you too. So he is planning on making it up to you. Yeah, sometimes he gets really down on himself and gets discouraged and just knows he needs to stay positive. You've done nothing wrong. I'm just figuring things out. I love you. I want you, and I'm coming for you. Please just be a bit more patient. I'll clear this up. I'll make this up to you later as he clears things up. He just said something about like a dust cloud settling. like something happened that was kind of explosive, and he's waiting for the dust to settle before he cleans it all up and then comes to you to tell you what happened. Something about art, something about aesthetics, with you wanting to work on something. You know what it could be? Somehow displaying your art in homes, maybe, or pillows and blankets, or like incorporating your art in other things. Like, I get homes, pillows, blankets. Yeah, I just decor that you could have around the home. I think he wants you to expand, wants you both to maybe expand in certain aspects of your life, but he can definitely, like, he often, I feel like, looks at different things in his home or other people's homes, and he's like, oh my gosh, like her artwork would be amazing here in this way, like either a mural in a home or like whatever. I even saw like a pot for a plant, decorated. Like he'd like to see that. Like he says, I want you everywhere around me. So you already are, obviously, because he thinks about you every time he sees anything like that, all the time, actually. Have fun, Shishina. He often feels like he often grabs up the covers, the comforter and stuff, and stuffs it in front of him and imagines that it's you laying in front of him and he's holding you and cuddling with you. Anything else? All right. So what does he need to work on? What is Spirit recommending for him right now? What is Spirit recommending for him right now? We'll pretend that he is watching this video or something. What does he need to know right now? Or what's he need to do for himself to best take care of himself right now? Abundance. He needs more money, maybe. A lot of the masculines have kind of screwed themselves financially, and they need to recover from it in order to get some of their self-esteem back. That's what happens when they don't listen to their feminines. Being a thoughtful steward for the money you already have is the secret to creating more abundance. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. So he's working on his relationship to money. I feel like he has been a bit, he's gone back and forth. He's like, he goes from frugal to spending a bunch, and he's kind of erratic, I guess, with money. And so he's working on being more structured, is what I'm getting. Reassess. Interesting. You have the right to change your mind. Yeah, that's where you might be having to overcome his ego. Like, maybe I don't want this after all. And now I have to go back and kind of look like an idiot because I have to, apologize or whatever. But it's like, come on, get over your ego and just say you're sorry and leave. You don't have to keep going down the wrong path just for your ego, Feelings, like she's got her hand on her heart, sort of. Healing begins with feeling. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. Aw, I love that. So he's trying to, self-worth, here we go. Yeah, he's trying to love himself through this. That's the only way he's going to be able to do that. Why settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole meal? So true. You, my dear, are the whole meal. And he's settling for crumbs right now. So he is he wants to eat you. Truth is different at different levels of consciousness. Reserve judgment. He just said, please, he wants you to reserve judgment. Truth. Truth is coming. Oh, yeah. And then I just looked down at this card. Truth is coming. I'm so sorry I did that to you. What can I do to make it up to you? That's one of the best things that the masculines can say when they go to finally talk to their feminines. Have that contact, What can I do to make it up to you? What can I do to prove I've changed? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What do you want me to do? I'll do anything. I'll jump through any hoop. Okay. And that's also when you know that they're a true love, is they are willing to work really hard to make something up to you. You know, if they're not a true love, they'll give up pretty easy. Oh, well, it looks like you just don't want to forgive me. I'm out of here, you know. That's probably not your person. Because your person's going to be like, I don't care if I have to sit outside. Like you see it in the movies too. And I've even had it happen. You know, I've had a true love in the past that ended up dying. And one of the things he said to me is, I don't care what I got to do. Like set a stack of books in front of me and I will study everyone. And he was serious so that I could have the same knowledge you do. I will do anything. He would have learned Byron Katie's work for me. He would have done absolutely anything. And I knew that. I absolutely knew that without a doubt. So that's your true love. You know, somebody who would never, ever even read a book about that kind of stuff was willing to go to the end of the earth. So he, you know, if he comes to you and he has that kind of a heart, yeah, then you're golden. Okay. 4462. She's got two questions. Hi. My DM has been contacting me more and more lately. Boy, today's all about true love, isn't it? How funny. You know what that points to? Well, there is one more reading. I haven't seen what that one's about, but is it points to that contact in the beginning being very highly being the chance of your masculine reaching out to you guys. And it's in the energies, generally speaking, for the collective. You know why? Because we're that close to contact with the ETs. And you know why? Because the bad side's been taken down and now the good side is taking over. You know why else? Because we're winning. And this is like the slam dunk. This is like the reinforcements coming in. The light is winning and they're coming in for reinforcements and everybody's rising up, awakening, and starting to kick some serious arse. All right. Hello, my DM has been contacting me more and more and more. DM is divine masculine for those of you who haven't been around for years following me. My DM has been contacting me more and more lately. His texts are childish. Now, she told me more details than this, but for the sake of the video, this is what I'm sharing. His texts are childish. He claims to be in an open relationship. My first question is, what are his intentions with me? That it broke my heart to hear the way he was talking to you. I was like, seriously? After all this time, like that's what you're gonna say? That's what so how much is she not Taike? What are his intentions, please? I'm gonna use some cards. What are his intentions? He's tired. He's tired. And I feel like he's kind of like, you know, when somebody gets slap happy because they're just so dang tired and they start like mouthing off to people and they start like, it's self-sabotage. That's what it is. It's self-sabotage. He's doing it because he's really tired and he's really angry at himself. And does he actually mean that he wants what he said, what he said? I don't know how to say this in a certain, it's like, let's just say in the mentality that he is right now and as mature as he is, as immature as he is right now, kind of yes, but ultimately there's a side of him that knows that there is a deeper level he's avoiding dropping into, if that makes sense. He knows that he should be looking at this relationship as more sacred and as more like deeper, just deeper. So, you know, okay. Like I'm trying to like, let me see how much is sharing. I can only say so much, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he is at an immature place, but he's also aware simultaneously that there is a deeper place this is taking him to go and he's willing to go there. just not yet, because right now he's in self-sabotage mode. The self-sabotage is going to cause him to, just like an alcoholic may need to get into a car accident or something to kind of rock his world. I feel like this is what's happening to him right now, and he might have to go through something traumatic and drastic to finally go to that deeper place within him, and to finally admit it, and to finally say, that's what I want. That is truly what I want, is that one-on-one deep connection, that authentic connection I have with her. So let's see, what are his intentions with her, please? He wants to work with you instead of against you. He may even actually want to do a project with you or work with you. He wants to come out of hiding and use some wisdom. That's good. So I think he regrets what he said. I think he knows that he is determined that he is going to, win your heart. And he wants to come into his power. So these are incredible. But the Emperor sometimes can be a little controlling, forceful. I will have it my way. But these other cards are showing wisdom, and they're showing cooperation. So I think it's more that he's actually coming into his power, and what he wants, believe it or not, is commitment. He doesn't want that open, those open relationships. I believe, I'm not judging or anything. I just feel like open relationships are a cop out. I feel like they're a way of it's rare that it actually works for everybody. It's pretty rare, but if it does, it does. And I do believe everybody should do what makes them both feel comfortable. Everybody involved needs to be equally benefiting and equally comfortable with the situation, whatever it is. But typically there's the head person, and then there's all the underneath people. All the underneath people that ever come to me, they hate it. They hate it. They're settling. So, and he wants commitment, plain and simple. So he's probably testing you a bit, and he wants a new beginning. So it kind of sounds the opposite of what he's saying, right? Kind of. So I think, yeah, he was checking it out. Wow, look at all that. He's thinking about you, and he needs to speak some truths and make something happen here. He realizes that what he said was childish and harsh, and he wants to give it to you straight up now. Like, he wants to be like, okay, let's cut all the bullshit. I was just playing around. I was just goofing around. I was drunk. I was whatever his excuse will be. Now I'm balanced. Now I'm centered. I'm so sorry, and I want a new beginning, and I love you. So he is going to change his tone, is what it sounds like. So her next question, I've wondered either, is he just looking for a fun hookup? And I get no, just wanted to get a rise out of me, kinda, or just wanted to see what I would do. Yeah, wanted to see what you would do. Actually was kind of testing you to see if you would be open to have, like, if you guys were having a relationship, would you want an open relationship? Like, would you want another guy? See, that's what these guys a lot of them don't think about, is if the tables were turned. But that's how you grow and mature. When you're mature enough to look at the other side of the coin, and you're like, ooh, God, that would hurt. If she had like 5 guys and I was like, even if I was the head guy, just knowing that she's got 4 other guys to go to, no, that doesn't make me feel very good, So he keeps on coming back and is always checking on me, but this nonsense makes me feel like he doesn't even care about me. This is so confusing. Should I just throw this connection away? I get a no. So you know what? Where is that? Okay. I want to see. I have these talk to me cards. So I want to see what he has to say about that whole interaction. What does he have to say about that whole interaction, Spirit? What does he have to say about the whole interaction? We know that it was self-sabotage. Okay. I beg you to hear this as me truly wanting you to register my feelings, not as an attack on you. Wanting you to hear my true feelings. Wanting you to hear my true feelings. Okay, so underneath it is that deeper part that wants to come to the surface and reveal itself. Trying to have a deeper talk, but not knowing how to. So he was talking, in such a way that was familiar and comfortable for him. Fear not. I'm not in a tear. I just want to say one simple thing. Okay. I love you is what I got. Wow. I'm embarrassed to say I don't even remember what I'm arguing with you about. He doesn't even remember it. I would love it. See all this talk and he's screwing it up, right? I would love it if we could just be quiet and hold each other. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. Okay, wait. Not that one. I'm in knots. I'm afraid to tell you the truth. And it's a horrible feeling that I have to humor you. So it's like, he was almost like, yeah, just kind of testing you and doing this childish stuff because he's afraid to tell you his ultimate truth because he's all tied up in knots. So just let him keep on processing, every time they do stupid stuff like that, and then they pull back away from it, they get your reaction, they go back and they go, yeah, that's true, she still is a queen. And then they come back, blah, 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 blah. Will you take these crumbs? Nah, she's still a queen. Will she, blah, 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 blah. No, she still has integrity. Well, I have nothing to do but to face the fact that I'm dealing with a queen here. So, I got to start treating her like a queen, or I have to start acting like a king, or I could lose her to somebody better, kind of thing. Okay, so I think you're on the right track. I think you guys are going to do fine. You just need more patience. And I would definitely also not wait. If somebody comes along, I would definitely date, and leave your heart open, because you could come across a masculine who is more mature and more willing to look at himself and grow up faster. You never know. So, yeah, or somebody who's already gone through quite a bit. That's more ready. They usually do have to still go through some kind of a process unless they're a soulmate, but they might be further along. So, okay. So 4465. Does my true love realize the significance of 1 year this month? The most fun he'd had in 15 years. Aw. Okay. Does he realize the significance? I get a yes. We're going to look at some cards. This is the classic Llewellyn Tarot. I just think they're so pretty. All right, so what does he think? What is he thinking about this 1 year thing? He remembers it. They just said he remembers it. He thinks about it a lot. So I've got 5 cards. He's thinking of taking a leap of faith with you and having a new beginning. And he may be reflecting back on it thinking, I was a fool, a good fool, a fool for you, a fool for love, like willing to do anything, like singing on rooftops and, and like that he was faithful. He was faithful and full of sunshine at that time. So let's look at these other cards. Haven't flipped them over yet. Here we go. Okay, wow. This is interesting. He knows that if he doesn't start cooperating with you or working with you, he's been spying on you because he's really afraid to miss out. He wants to get a hurry on things because he feels like if he doesn't start working with you, cooperating with you, like I said, that he's going to lose you. He's going to lose you to someone. So that happy time has him in turmoil and conflict. And he might have to go through some kind of a tower moment, a threat from spirit almost. Like, you better do something. You better talk to her no matter how immature the conversation is. like, because you guys got to get on the same page and start working together toward a common goal. So that's what he's thinking about when this is coming up. And he's feeling like he wants to fight for you. He doesn't want you to go out with some other guy. You know, he knows that you are his queen. He knows your value. He knows your worth. And so he's going through some major transformation so that he can have a mature conversation with you and tell it to you like it is. Look at the look on his face. It's like, I'm serious. He feels like I'm serious. So I don't know if he's with someone, but if he is, he's breaking up so that he can go quickly forward with you and heal things. Otherwise, it's just him making some kind of a major decision to make you a big offer because he knows that you're his true love and he really wants to heal things between you guys. Maybe even take a trip, a really nice trip. But he thinks you're incredibly mature to have handled everything the way you have. I feel like he also is like, you know, how could I let something like that go that made me so happy? Like how, like that would be the biggest regret of my life. Stay strong in your faith. So I think this is for both of you. Like both of you are being encouraged to stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent as you keep on you keeping a positive mindset. So be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. So that could be him. Maybe he just went through the tower moment. And it's made him really think of you and the value of this relationship and that wonderful time a year ago that changed his life forever. Anything else that you would want to say right now? Mary Magdalene is saying she's got something to say here. Okay. Oh, sacred sexuality at the bottom. So let's look at that one. Sexual energy is perhaps the strongest motivating force that we humans possess. Yet this energy is also one of the most misunderstood and misused energies. Sexual energy, when honored and combined with love, takes on a sacred form and becomes an extraordinary power. This form of sexual energy is the greatest creative force on our planet. Great achievements in all areas of life are possible when we learn to control and direct our sexual energy toward a particular endeavor. Sacred sexuality is a spiritual merging of two souls. This merger may be physical and spiritual, or it can be a purely spiritual one. Both are equal, valid, and powerful. Sacred sexuality is also a communion with the divine. Reflected through one another, you come face to face with God, goddess of all creation. God, goddess of all there is. It is through such a union that you soon experience a most profound sense of love and bliss. This experience will have a profound effect on your life. Honor it, for it is truly sacred, and thank the universe for this blessing. Maybe this is what he's remembering about your experience a year ago. Maybe that's how that made him feel. All right. One more. Wait, another one too. Okay, so what does she need to know about him right now about this? The scribe. The scribe, number 12. So I have no idea. The scribe, okay. The learned scribe writes at a high desk. Nearby are a number of other working scribes. In some ancient societies, scribes were simply copiers of holy texts, but in many ways, they were the most learned men of their time. People well versed in law, scripture, philosophy, history, and more. This card indicates a great upsweep in mind and study for you. If there is any subject with which you'd like to acquaint yourself, do so. It's not just for the sake of study, although that's always a good thing. This period of higher mind and higher learning is nothing less than a change for your life, even if it's change for the world opportunity, even a change for the world opportunity. Just as the Wright brothers began by studying the flight patterns of birds, you can rise up on wings of discovery now. There may be a teacher or even an entire school that can help with this upliftment. Be sure to seek out the right person or place of learning. You could also become a writer or teacher yourself. If you're involved in a legal matter, there's a person who can help you with this. Let your great vision guide you. Okay, so if he's involved with a legal matter, then he's being helped. Otherwise, I feel like he's studying something that's going to end up bettering your guys' lives. I do believe he's a truther. So it's like he could be studying about communities, because we had that reading at the very beginning of this video. So perhaps he's figuring out a way to better the world. And then he's going to propose that idea to you with that 3 of coins, wanting to work with you. So cool. All right. So who's helping? Who's helping these guys? Merlin the Magician. Cosmic knowledge, again with knowledge. Huh. That's interesting. Come on, Merlin, where are you? Okay, Merlin. Your answer is written in the stars. Drop everything you're wrestling with. Leave the mind struggles. Stop trying to figure it all out. Don't rely solely on 3D logic. You need to look beyond the physical and open your energy to the mystical forces that govern our universe. This is where your answer for healing lies, beyond the veil in the constellations and transits of the planets, deep inside the mysteries of the cosmos. You're now harnessing ancient wisdom from the Avalon mystery schools of Merlin. He taught metaphysical subjects such as alchemy, sacred geometry, astrology, divining and energy healing. There was a vast cosmic library containing esoteric texts by divine scholars. Let Merlin help you remember that your magical powers, whatever you're seeking right now, your inner magical magician knows how to find it. Meditate and ask your third eye chakra to reveal what you need to know. You can visualize Merlin's rainbow light streaming from your chakras to heal yourself, your relationship, or a karmic issue. You're a wise soul with knowledge from other worlds. Trust the powers conferred by your purple cloak and crystal wand, giving to you many moons ago by the supreme sorcerer Merlin. Other meanings. Clear the energy with a person, place, or situation to experience immediate relief and resolution. Your life purpose involves using and teaching astrology, energy healing, chakra balancing, or magic. Study vortex healing or a holistic system of healing of energetic energy from the Merlin lineage. And visit Glastonbury to reconnect with the sacred sites of Avalon. The invocation is, I call upon my deep magical powers. The universe is working with me in mysterious, miraculous ways. Let me clear you guys, since that mentioned needing a clearing. Shemene pai ke he san se he la pu homaan ha ishishin. Ta he la sa se na hikipim pum homaan. Ha shishe na ta ta ike he san. Ha la pu pum 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 nai. Allah san se she la ke na tekin. Chichin chin la sa sa se. He's definitely overthinking some things. And they're releasing the pressure of that. Or they just did. All right. Let me take a drink. Sorry I missed out on the chat last week. I actually completely forgot. I've never done that. I was so buried in work that it didn't even dawn on me. And none of my admins even let me know. It's like, when they said something afterwards and like, why weren't you there? And I was like, why didn't you text me? But it was good because I got a lot done in that time, and I would have been stressed. This would have been a distraction for me, but usually I am in the chat. Is the chat is live, the video is not. This video is pre-recorded, as you probably know. But yeah, I'm usually chatting with you guys over there. Okay. So, one of the hiccups, this person got one of the hiccups of the new Q&A at the time. I'd forgotten to put the form in so that somebody could put their question, and so they had to send it separate. Sorry. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so order number 5005. Can you please clarify what's going on with my person and tell me if he is a soulmate or my twin flame? We recognized each other on the soul level, but no word was ever exchanged. Wow, how interesting. He actually denied the whole thing via an email, even if he showered me with so much unconditional love on the 5D for months. Wow. So that is crazy. P.S. Do you have any past life Akashic record readings? Yeah, we could totally do that. I do just about anything in my readings. Well, you know what I mean. Not that. I look into or read anything into things for you, and whatever, I just set my intention on providing something for you. Like some of you will come up with some convoluted name for something, and I'll ask spirit, can I do that? And they'll be like, yep, and then I do it. So but so I don't usually do Akashic records and things like that, but all I have to do is intend that I'm looking into the Akashic records, and I totally can. But it's not like a thing that I put a label on that I do necessarily, but I work with past lives all the time. All the time I do past life regressions and stuff. Or not regret. I used to do regressions, but I actually just look into past lives and help you heal them and stuff like that. Okay, so, and thank you for asking that, so I could let everybody else know that too. All right. So clarity on your person. That's crazy. And that is part of the journey. I hate to say, I used to tell somebody has he rejected you yet? And they would be like, well, no. And I'd be like, brace yourself, because they're going to. I don't say that anymore. Yeah, but that, definitely look at my playlist. I'm all about true love, because it's very, very common. So let's just see what he really thinks and feels about you right now. Let's do that. I'm going to do a true love spread for you. What's going on with my person? He's telling me, okay. Is he a soul? Well, he's probably a twin flame, just by the fact that you're even having to ask this. Because a soulmate, they'd be all about it. They want to get in a relationship right now. They're ready. They're kind, compassionate, loving. They're incredible. Soulmates, they want to just jump right in. But the problem with a soulmate, not really a problem, is that a lot of times the feminines don't have the same feelings for them as they do their masculine. So that's what the heart. Oh, you got the sun right out of the gate. Yeah, he oh my gosh. He is just beside himself that he did that to you. Oh my gosh. Oh. This is I feel is heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. This is such proof and evidence though, dude. This is oh my gosh. He did it because he was insecure. Look at that. He was insecure, and he may have had an addiction or something holding him back. He also did it because he was people pleasing. Maybe he even maybe he wrote that email with his girlfriend over his shoulder. You better tell her that you don't like her, whatever it was. It doesn't feel like it was honest to how he truly felt at all. He wants to give back to you and offer you some clarity. and have his victory. So, because he knows that you feel something for him that he felt too, and he wants to take some action out of integrity. So, wow. Well, if this isn't proof of what I'm talking about. Okay, so in his headspace, he feels like he was really immature. He's kind of mad at himself for acting like a child, you know. He may have a child. He may be thinking of that child when it comes to you. He definitely feels giddy like a teenager and super excited and super full of joy and happy just to think of you or to remember you or your name or whatever it was that happened between you guys. It lit his sky up, like it lit his whole world up. And in his heart space, he knows that that was an incredible opportunity given to him by the angels. And he knows eventually he's going to tell you how he really feels about you. And he knows he missed a huge opportunity back when, and feels just absolutely terrible about it, and knows that there's 2 cards on giving back to you to make it right. In his actions, look at this, overcoming his ego and guilt and sorrow and regret over what he did for his ego, like feels defensive. Like, I don't like you, So this is the evidence that I'm talking about, guys. And when you guys tell me things like this, like, oh, he doesn't really like me, I'm always like, let's look at the cards, because the cards will show you what's really going on there. And they always have this guilt and regret when they do you wrong. So he's trying to be strong enough to come together with this person he fantasizes about and looks out at the horizon thinking of all the time. That's you. And with the world in his hands, it's like he knows anything's possible, and he wants to be vulnerable and authentic with you, and he wants to travel with you. And if he's with someone else, it's like that person is that stick that's attached to the wall. Like, he wants it to stay there, and he wants to go forward with his stick with you. And that, well, it could be that too, but like he's feeling inspiration in a brand new beginning with you. 2 roses. Didn't Mary Magdalene mention roses? You got 2 roses on that flag and 2 flowers. Those are irises? No, Stargate. Those are lilies. Look up lilies and roses. That'll give you some insights too. But yeah, he's got to come up with the strength, because he, lied to you. He lied to you and said he didn't have any feelings. He crushed you. And you know what? He feels heartbroken about what he did to you. And he wants to apologize, and he wants to ask you out on a date. He wants to make it right. And again, give back to you, give you actually clarity and truth, and have his victory. Stop the people pleasing and actually take action out of integrity now. He wants to correct it and rectify it. Yeah, making you an offer of commitment, something solid, something tangible. He wants to be with you. I feel like getting an Akashic, another one of these. Speaking of Akashic, I've got the Akashic Tarot. That's what I was just reading from, that one. But I feel like grabbing one for him as well. Okay, so what do you want to tell her about him right now? Oops. The King of Roses. The King of Roses. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? The King of Roses. There's definitely some meaning for that, like, the rose thing and Mary Magdalene and all that. Okay, so the King of Roses. And 3 of Roses. And these are so weird. Like, you would never think that they would have the meanings that they do. It's a really neat deck, and that it's unique. Okay, King of Roses. This card shows a man holding 2 roses, a red and a white, demonstrating a balance of passion and purity. At his feet are the yellow roses of healing and creativity. This is the King of Love. Wow. This is the King of Love, a man who is balanced and well-rounded. When he appears upright in your spread, it indicates that a powerful union could be at hand, either in friendship, business, or even romance. Whether this is a new relationship or the blossoming of an old one, this man brings tender-hearted and thoughtful support. He's also someone who could be helpful in your personal life, especially where home or family issues are concerned. Whether the King of Roses is you or another man, the role of husband or father is now opening. Well, see, he might have kids and you don't know about it. Opening to create a happy home and family. This card also lets you know that you are ready to stand up for yourself and take loving but considered action on your own behalf. It's a time of increasing love and compassion, which always start within. Wow. Wow. What do you think of them apples? I bet you weren't expecting that. Holy cow. That's amazing. So I don't even know what else to say. That's beautiful. That's incredible. I just feel so much love. And maybe he actually rejected you because he had a kid. And he felt like, I better push this far away because I have a little baby and that baby has got to have a mother and I need to be with the mother, or, something like that, because the kid came up a couple times. So maybe, since it's been a little bit, or maybe he's like thought maybe the mother isn't very good to the child. I don't know. But for some reason, he feels like he wants to bring this family together with you. So, yay. I hope you hear from him. Okay, so let's do the general blissing now. Take a deep breath. Remember, if anyone's working on making some kind of a major decision in their life and they're having a tough time with it, either reach out to me, or there is a free guided meditation video that I just put out recently that you can watch that might be helpful. All right. So just relax. Drop your shoulders. Set your intention on this energy helping with something in your life. As long as it's for the highest good of everybody involved, and it's okay with everybody's free will, it will be granted and amplified. Hamana sheshena tete insan se la kai ha pomona ala san se la ha sheshe la krina te isan se lik ipipim ha amaana ai sheshe he eken sasa sheshe he eken ha he epam amaana ake san se la kichenche. Okay. Have yourselves a beautiful weekend. And again, if you want to, well, not again, because I didn't say it this time. Or maybe I did. I did. Anyway, if you have a question for next week, you can go to awakenedalliance.org and go to the services tab and then click Ask Amy, and you can ask your question there, and there will be a little form that pops up and asks you, what would you like to ask Amy this week? So, yeah. All right. Have a great weekend. Talk to you next week. Bye.